Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special topic tonight. Tonight, we're going to be discussing theories, conspiracy theories. What are conspiracy theories? Well, there's many, but tonight we're only going to hit on three of them to start off with: UFOs, the Loch Ness Monster, and Bigfoot. Are they real? Do they exist? Who knows? Should we find out? And before we do kick it off, I need to say something to a very special young man by the name of Mark Zacconi. Now, apparently, Mark got a bit upset with me last night because I had spoken about scientists. Now, Mark, I want you to understand, my friend, I wasn't aiming it at all scientists about what they had said when it came to people seeing doppelgangers. I was attacking the one scientist and the one scientist only. That scientist accused people who were seeing doppelgangers of being schizophrenic. So I want to get the air cleared, my friend, that I was not attacking all scientists, but I was attacking that specific person. Now, for him to turn around and say people who see doppelgangers had an electrical malfunction in the brain which causes schizophrenia, you cannot tell me that President Lincoln, Queen Elizabeth, a French poet, all had schizophrenia. There are many, many people who are out there who have seen doppelgangers. You cannot tell me that this scientist is correct. You cannot say that what he is stating is true, and that is what I was getting at, my friend. So please accept my apology. I did not think that I was attacking all scientists. I was just attacking that one to tell him that what he was actually saying was a load of crap. And that's been, in all honesty, Mark, the scientist who was saying that it was an electrical malfunction in the brain that causes schizophrenia. You cannot tell me that a world leader like President Lincoln or Queen Elizabeth I was schizophrenic. You just can't do it. And for this scientist to do it, I called him out and I said he was a load of crap, and that's what he is, or what he has said is a load of crap. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So let's get into it. Let's start off with UFOs. Are they real? Life on Mars? Some people have seen UFOs in person. Some people have been abducted. Now, there's a lot of stories out there. There's even a movie called Fire in the Sky, I think it is, where a logger actually was abducted. So, should we check it out? Are aliens real? Or the UFO sightings, conspiracy theories, and evidence on whether extraterrestrials exist. From Roswell to South Fork, Rendlesham Forest, these are the most notorious stories of alien encounters. Now, if you go onto YouTube, you go to the libraries, I can guarantee there are dozens and dozens and dozens of books on UFOs, unidentified flying objects, aliens, Area 51, they were not apparently allowed to talk about. So I was told tonight by one of my sons that, Dad, you're not allowed to talk about Area 51. Well, for all you Yankee people out there, you American people, the beautiful Americans, and that's what they are. I'm sure you won't mind me talking about Area 51. Now, if you don't know what Area 51 is, apparently Area 51 was actually built when the first UFO actually crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, many moons ago. And apparently it's so secretive that no one is actually allowed near it because they have a so-called UFO hidden in one of their sheds, and they're trying to get all the technology out of it so we as humans can build them, so we can use them as weapons. Weapons on who? Weapons on ourselves? Weapons in space? Does it even really exist? Or is it that Area 51 is just a made up Air Force base that, I don't know, they have people flying in and out of there just for the hell of it? But who knows? Let's take a look. Do aliens and UFOs really exist? The question has caused debate and controversy among humans for centuries. From Roswell to Suffolk's Rendlesham Forest, these are the sightings which UFO hunters have hailed as proof of extraterrestrial life. How many alien and UFO sightings have there been? Well, the Sun newspaper is about to tell you exactly how much. The number of UFO sightings is currently flying at an all-time high, according to data cruncher and blogger Sam Monfort. The alien expert reckons there have been more than 100,000 recorded UFO sightings in the past 100 plus years. And Sam is far from the only believer on our planet. Hey Janet, how are you? Annie, Heidi, hello from, is that North Cali? North Carolina or North California? Does anyone know of any other live paranormal channels or teams that use a ghost box? It's an interesting topic, that one, Heidi. I think there are quite a few paranormal teams out there that do use ghost boxes. So if you want to just type in paranormal teams on Facebook, I'm sure you'd find one that actually does use ghost box while you're talking about a spirit box. Hey, Selena. So anyway, let's get back to this. This is a theory, okay? They're conspiracy theories because no one really wants to admit that UFOs really exist. Now, why am I talking about UFOs in a paranormal page? It's simple. Because paranormal actually covers UFOs. Why is that? Because paranormal is unknown. So are UFOs. Hence the name UFO, unidentified flying object. So they reckon over 100,000 recorded UFO sightings in the past 100 plus years. Over 100,000 recordings in the last 100 years or 100 plus years. So who has seen these? Now, the other day I was going through one of my pages, Paranormal Unity, and there were quite a few people talking about UFOs. And then I spoke to one of our followers, Michael, last night, who asked me if I was interested in about conspiracy theories, i.e. Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, UFOs. And I thought, what a awesome topic. But before we go any further, Annie Ricky King Holden, one of my admins, a beautiful lady with a beautiful heart, with a beautiful soul. I'd like to thank you very much for being the first one to donate, to give a little. Tonight, Annie actually gave a donation to give a little. And Janet, if you're on, I'd like to have a private message sent to me on all those details. Please, I'd love to know. So Annie, once again, thank you so much. forgiving really means a lot to me. Anyway, back into it. Let's get carried away into the conspiracy theories tonight. Here we go. It's from an alien autopsy video dating right back to 1995. Now, this is only 1995, ladies and gentlemen. Here is a alien autopsy video dating back to 95 to a video of fighter jets apparently chasing a UFO over the M5. There are hundreds of videos which people have claimed to be proof of alien life. There's even a clip of a UFO supposedly attacking a Taliban compound, as well as sightings in Peckham and Warminster. Most of the videos have been debunked by experts in the M5 clip. For example, the motorway lorries look like models, while the Peckham UFOs were almost certainly Chinese lanterns. Former Minister of Defence UFO investigator Nick Pope told The Sun Online. He added that true believers wouldn't be dissuaded by evidence the videos are fake. Meanwhile, pop star Peter Andre claims to have seen several UFOs on a family trip to the Nevada desert. Peter Andre. If you've never heard of Peter Andre the singer, Peter Andre, Mysterious Girl. Everybody knows that song. Everybody knows that song. Has actually said that he has seen several UFOs on a family trip to the Nevada desert. The desert is also the site of America's famous Area 51, a highly classified military base at the center of alien conspiracy theories due to the scores of UFO sightings in the area. So, is it really a theory? Or is it real? Does America have a secret that they should be actually telling their own country? Now I'm going to hand it over to you, though. What is your take on UFOs? Unidentified flying objects. What are they, and do you believe in them? Are there anyone here, or do you know of anyone who has been into the Unity pages, had an encounter with either a UFO or aliens? Have they been abducted? If so, I'd love to hear from you tonight. So let us carry on. The list goes on and on and on and on. Artist Dave Huggins believes he lost his virginity to a busty alien called Crescent and has fathered 60 hybrid babies. Reminds me of the incubus and the succubus. And also what I saw the other day on one of our pages of a lady who's been banging off ghosts for a long time and wants to have a ghost baby. This guy reckons he lost his virginity to a busty alien called Crescent and has fathered 60 hybrid babies. Are there different types of aliens? I really couldn't tell you, Mordinger. I mean, as far as pictures that I have seen, they all look the same to me. Grey, big eyeballs, long fingers, communicate by their mind. They can't talk. So I don't know. Are there different types of aliens out there? Who knows? Some people even believe the picture of Jesus' crucifixion, which hangs on the walls of I really can't pronounce this word, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a cathedral in Georgia, as proof that aliens visited Earth thousands of years ago. In July 2017, new research was published that suggested free-floating Earth-sized plants could exist and that some of them may even be able to harbor life. Really? And at the end of August, alien hunters from the Breakthrough Listen project detected fast radio bursts coming from a mysterious cluster of stars which may have been produced by extraterrestrial civilizations. Now, if that was true, then how come NASA hasn't jumped on it and sent a spaceship out there to find out? Why is it that no one is checking it out? Can somebody explain to me why that is? Why is it that no one is bothering to even get out there and find out if we are alone or not? Why is it that so many people say that they have seen flying objects? They have come face to face with aliens. They have been abducted by aliens. Why is no one giving out the proof? Why is it that if Area 51 in the United States of America is hiding a secret, especially an alien secret, why are they not allowing their own country folk to know? Does the President of the United States even know? Does he know? Or is he also kept in the dark like his fellow Americans? You know? Does he even know what's going on in his own freaking country? I wonder if this cathedral you speak of in Russia, I believe so, Morning. I mean, it's a Russian name and I can't even pronounce it. So, you know what? I'm sorry, but at least I said that it's in Georgia and it's a cathedral. The government are hiding a lot. Yeah, I can guarantee the government are hiding a lot, but why? Why are they hiding something this so important? If it is real, why are they hiding it? What have they got to hide? Why can they not just come out and say, yes, we do have a unidentified flying object. Yes, we are doing many tests on it. Yes, we are trying to get the technology so we can build it, so we can blow up people. So that's the hardest thing that I am trying to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is if it's true facts, why is it that the government are hiding it? What have they got to hide? What is the Roswell? Oh, hang on a minute, I've gone a bit too far. In October 2017, an Australian woman took a picture of what she believed was a flying saucer hovering over the Great Barrier Reef. Far North Queensland is considered a UFO hotspot with several sightings of mystery aircraft in the sky over several decades. So we've got all these so-called UFO hotspots. Why is there not more evidence? Apparently our DNA was made by aliens. Yeah, I read that one there too, Annie, and you know what? Hey, maybe they're right. I mean, you know, some people that you see is like, whoa, you're not from here. Oh, Michael, hello, my friend. What have you missed? Well, you haven't really missed much. We're just starting to talk about UFOs. This is the conspiracy theory, and this was your idea, my friend, and I thought it was a bloody great idea to do so. So anyway, there are so many UFO hotspots. Okay, so many conspiracies in it. There's one guy who swears black and blue that he has been banging off an alien called Crescent, and he's done, what, 60 odd plus hybrid babies to this alien. I mean, where do these people come from? Peter Andre himself, the singer, Peter Andre, has actually stated that he has actually seen quite a few UFOs in the Nevada desert when he was going on a family trip. And there are so many. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So if there are so many sightings, if there have been so many witnesses, why are they not allowing the proof to come out? Why is that? What do Area 51 have to hide? What does the United States government have to hide? Now, hey, if this is going to get me in trouble with Donald Trump, well, for you Americans who back Donald Trump, I'm really, really, truly sorry for what I'm about to do, but there you go, Trumpy. I'm from New Zealand. You don't own me. If you are a president of the United States, which is supposed to be the most powerful country in the world, why are you not being honest with your fellow countrymen and women? Why hide it? Now, I was told by one of my sons, Dad, you can't talk about Area 51. Well, guess what? America's got nothing on me. I do not go under their jurisdiction. I do not go under their law. Okay, plain and simple. I am not an American. I am a New Zealander, and I am damn proud to be a Kiwi. Now, I believe that all governments hide stuff. All governments hide shit. Hey, Diana, how you doing? But if it is this important, if UFOs really exist, if you guys have one in your bunkers, if you are trying to work on it, why not just be honest with your country? Why hide it? Why not just say, yeah, we've got one, we're working on, and we'll get back to you when we know what we're doing? Why hide it, ladies and gentlemen? What is there to hide? Hey, Brandon, welcome to the show. Let's check it out. What is the Roswell UFO incident? Well, that was a conspiracy of its own, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Michael? Roswell, New Mexico, UFO crashes, and the government said it was a weather balloon. Everybody who was involved with that UFO crash site was actually killed, and it was proven. All of them were killed. But one person, one soldier, actually got all the evidence that he could muster up out before he died. Alien firepower could be more advanced than ours. Exactly.
So everything's more advanced.
As well as their technology. You're correct. But the thing is, what are they going to use it on? Earth? What are they going to do? End all wars? I think they've been trying to end all wars for years, don't you think, Mordinger? And it's still going on to this day. Hubby said it's hidden because we're not ready for the truth, too busy killing each other. Too much shit. That's a good answer. That is a good answer, Diana. It really is. But the fact of the matter is this. If you are the leader of a very powerful, big country like America, why not just say, hey, this is what's happening. At least you're letting your country folk know something is happening. Annie, you say, to answer this question, I look back on the administration of two presidents. The first was Gerald Ford, who demanded a congressional investigation into UFOs when he was a congressman, and then he went completely silent on the subject once he became president. Go figure. The second is Jimmy Carter, who came into the White House after making the promise that he would release the UFO files once elected. He, like Ford, never uttered the word UFO once while in office. So here's these two presidents, okay? Both powerful leaders of a country who even them were silenced. So if that's the case, who's silencing them? Oh, my mucker's about to leave. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, come here, you. Oh, hello. What you doing? Hi. What? What? Hi. Thara. Ma. Are you hungry? Look, this is my muckle, everybody. This is handsome man Devontae. Good night, my sweetheart. I see you tomorrow, okay? Mwah. Thanks, son. Thank you. Bye. Oh, I will. Bye, my honey. Yeah, I'm sorry for yelling it back to you. Anyway, let's get back into this now that my grandson is gone. Yeah, I know I'm already miss him. Yeah, I have a soft heart, sometimes. Okay. I just showed a tiny bit of me softy, but we're back into it. So why does it have to be so secretive? Why? Why does it have to be so secretive? What is there to hide? The Roswell UFO incident is a world-renowned conspiracy theory about the existence of aliens. In the summer of 1947, a farmer discovered unidentifiable debris in his sheep fields just outside Roswell, New Mexico. A local Air Force base claimed the debris came from a crashed hot air balloon, but many people reckon it's really the remains of a flying saucer. The debate rumbles on, with people continuing to make claims about leaked US government documents which supposedly prove it was a cover-up. So what happened at Rendlesham Forest? Dubbed the British Roswell, a similar incident happened in Rendlesham Forest in 1980. On December the 26th, military personnel from RAF Bentwaters and RAF Woodbridge in Suffolk saw strange lights in a nearby forest, and 3 of them were sent out to investigate. 2 of them encountered a small triangular-shaped craft, which they later drew images of. One man, Jim Peniston, got close enough to touch the side of the object. The two nights later, Deputy Base Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt and his team also encountered the UFO and were left baffled by the entire experience. Now, I remember this documentary about this forest, and a lot of them were told to shut up. A lot of them were. And it's the same with Roswell, Area 51. Always wondered why Area 51 is so isolated with security watching 24/7. Makes you wonder what they're doing in there. Exactly, Brandon, it does. Hey, Rachel, welcome to the show. And it does. What is there to hide? I mean, here are military personnel seen a UFO in this forest. One actually touches them. A colonel. This is a lieutenant colonel. The base commander also had an experience with this UFO, had an encounter, him and his team. And yet, every single one of them were all told to shut up. Even some of the soldiers had been found murdered. Why? Why is that? Why kill them off? Because they were going to blow the whistle that they saw something. So what? Big deal. Who cares? You know, you're walking through the forest, next minute, there's an object in there, and what? What's to hide? What is it that the government don't want us to know? Is it that they don't want us to know that we are actually not alone? Wouldn't it be a damn shame, ladies and gentlemen, if they actually went secretive about ghosts and spirits? I mean, we all know that they exist, but the government can't put a pipeline on that one, can they? Apparently, that's why we have never been back to the moon. Aliens told them if they went back, something would happen. Now, that's another conspiracy theory there, Tammy. Did we actually go to the moon? A lot of people say we didn't. The Tin Man has a heart. Oh my gosh, really, people? No, I do not, Diana. I do not have a heart, okay? That was a conspiracy theory that you just saw. My gosh, Tin Man has a heart. I can tell you right now, that was a conspiracy theory right there. It's been secretive. So why? Why is the government shutting up their own military personnel, keeping them quiet, knocking them off, and for what reason? Because they saw an unidentified flying object? So what? Who cares? Okay, so we're not alone in this big universe. What, did we all think that we were the only living specimens to ever live in this humongous universe that goes on and on and on and on and on? Because if your little mind is saying, well, yeah, we are the only living people around, then why the hell are we sending out probes to Mars? Why the hell are we sending out machines from NASA to Mars to check it out? Because they want us to go live there? I mean, that was one of the big theories of governments that, you know, if we could build on Mars, we would be able to survive because our Earth is dying. Well, dude, it's dying because of what we are doing to it. You know, we're sucking out all the natural minerals of this Earth. Oil, diamonds, gold, steel, sapphire, you name it, we're digging it out. Anything that our hands can get pulled off out of the earth and sold to make money, we can do it. We'll do it. We'll just kill the earth. You know, ripping out all our trees for what? Newspaper. Don't need to buy a newspaper anymore. Jump on Google, get all the news that way. Saves the trees. But it's been made into a conspiracy theory. Let's check this one out. Are there any other alien conspiracy theories? Yes. Donald Trump wears a toupee. Well, that's not actually a conspiracy theory. That's actually true. Marilyn Monroe's death remains shrouded in mystery, and a new conspiracy theory claims the actress was murdered by the US government. after threatening to reveal top secret information about aliens. So now, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Marilyn Monroe, the sex serene, beautiful actress, beautiful woman, cut down in her prime because she was murdered by none other than the Kennedy brothers. Yep, I said it. JFK and crew knocked her off. Now here comes a new theory that the government murdered her after threatening to reveal top secret information about aliens. Really? I read that she was actually killed because one, she got pregnant to the old president, and two, she was going to come out in public and say that they were going to have an affair. Now they're saying that she was actually murdered by the US government because she knew too much about UFOs and she was going to knock it all out. Another conspiracy. Here we go. The bonkers theory was revealed in UFO documentary Unacknowledged. So if you type in UFO documentary Unacknowledged, you will find that conspiracy theory of Marilyn Monroe being cut down in her prime, all because she was going to squeal about UFOs. Not sure about the moon landings. I'm 50-50 on that score. Well, Michael, I wasn't around at the time, so I really don't care, to be honest. Doesn't matter to me whether they did or they didn't. So, I mean, if we did, cool. If we didn't, who cares? So what? At the time, it was a race, a space race, if I remember rightly, between the Americans and the Russians, the first ones to get to the moon. You see, the Americans bummed out when Russia actually got into orbit before they did, so they needed to come up with something cool, i.e., the moon landing. For me, I wasn't born. I learnt about it in school, so it does not bug me. What does it matter? But now they are actually trying to say that Marilyn Monroe was murdered because she had too much information, too much knowledge about UFOs. It is claimed that Marilyn made the threats after having affairs with both President JFK and Bobby Kennedy and was seeking revenge as they both simultaneously ended things with her. Well, I mean, she kept it in the family, ladies and gentlemen. What do you expect? So, but the conspiracy of UFOs goes on and on and on. In September, they also reported on the brother and sister alien hunters who discovered a UFO highway across America. Chuck Zukowski and Debbie Zingelmeyer, I think that's how you pronounce it, have spent years traveling across the US investigating hundreds of UFO sightings and other paranormal occurrences. The pair believe that the 37th latitude line is a kind of UFO or paranormal highway along which extraterrestrial craft enter and exit the Earth. The theory is now the subject of a book called The 37th Parallel and is about to be made into a Hollywood blockbuster in the next few months. Now, hey, what a trip, eh? So, Men in Black exists. Men in Black exists. So aliens come and go, they look like us, and then they have a holiday here, and then they cruise back. Does anyone believe aliens could already be here on Earth? That came from Rachel. Michael says there's evidence supporting both sides of the argument. Good science versus bad science. Definitely aliens already here for certain. I'm on the fence with this one, guys. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in actually a good way because I don't know much about it. I've never seen a UFO. I've never seen an alien. Yes, I've seen them on documentaries. Yes, I've seen them on photos. Yes, we've all seen them in movies. I have never, ever seen one with my own eyes. Do I want to see one? Oh, without a doubt. I would love to actually come face to face with an alien, a pure 100% extraterrestrial, not somebody that I can walk into a place like Countdown and think, damn man, you ain't from this world, 'cause you're dirtbag ugly, okay? And a lot of people say that, hey, check that lady out or check that man out. He doesn't look human. Why? Because he looks different. We're all aliens. I mean, hey, I've heard the saying from, Americans calling Mexicans aliens. Mexicans probably do the same. They call, Americans aliens. Probably countries look at us and say, you know what, New Zealand's full of aliens. Who's to know? Who is to know that we actually have aliens here? Do I believe? I'm on the fence with that one. And that is my honest truth answer. I am actually on the fence with that one. I'm not saying no, I don't believe that aliens are here. And yes, I do believe that aliens are here. All I can say without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm on the fence for it. Sorry, I just want to say this has reached 78 people. Come in, guys, comment and join in. Don't just look, we don't bite, promise. I doubt they would actively seek to be seen by the public. They would know how to blend in with the rest of us easily. Oh, I've got to say that without a doubt, Michael, if it is a true fact, if aliens are here, I don't believe that they're going to come out in public in their own form. Reason being is because someone's going to kill them just so they can dissect them, just so they can see what makes them tick. I believe for a minute that if they did exist there, they would look just like us. They would blend in just like us. You can't tell me that aliens probably flew here thousands and thousands of light years away from Earth just to get killed. I'm damn sure they would have studied us like they probably did in Roswell. Lots of stuff on the net showing the moon landing was fake, but who knows? So much secrets hidden from the public. Apparently, there is secret archives in the Vatican about who Jesus really was and his bloodline. Probably secret archives about aliens and if they actually exist or existed. And you're 100% right there, Brandon. There are a lot of archives in the Vatican themselves that no one is allowed to see. Apparently, the only one that really is allowed to go anywhere near those archives is the Pope himself. But he probably already knows. That's another good theory story about Jesus Christ and his bloodline. Is it real? Was he real? Was he the Son of God? Did he have a bloodline? These conspiracy theories that if you have a look at the Last Supper, that there's actually Mary Magdalene that is standing beside him. That him and Mary Magdalene were actually married and they had kids, and that they were going to kill Mary Magdalene because she had a baby. They went hunting for her, and that's when the Knights Templar took over and kept her alive. How can we be in such a big multi-universe and be the only beings? Exactly, Stacy. Exactly. How can we be? Really? Okay, now this brother and sister. Okay, we'll carry on with their story. I called my sister at midnight and I said, "Didn't you have cattle mutilations on the 37-degree latitude in Missouri?" And she said yes. And we started looking more into it. We soon realized it was just cattle mutilations. There were all kind of events. We were up until 2:30 in the morning going through all these cases and started seeing these amazing patterns. The 37 latitude line runs from California through Nevada, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, and across to Virginia. Well, that's a hell of a lot. A recent Roswell sighting was on February the 24th. Two passenger jet pilots reported spotting an object shoot above them at 40,000 feet, just 500 miles from the so-called Roswell UFO crash. Meanwhile, it has also emerged Paul O'Grady is too terrified to go to sleep just in case he wakes up surrounded by aliens. The 62-year-old presenter even fears he is being watched by extraterrestrial beings from outer space after first realizing it when listening to an interview with 80s pop singer Kim Wilde. I'm stuck. I'm confused, ladies and gentlemen. It just seems to go on and on and on and on. Okay, Aldrin, he was one of the astronauts that stepped foot on the moon. In April 2018, it was reported that Buzz Aldrin, along with three other astronauts, had passed lie detector tests over claims they had experienced alien encounters. Allegedly, Aldrin, Al Warden, Edgar Mitchell, and Gordon Cooper all took part in a study which took place at the Institute of Bioacoustic Biology in Albany, Ohio, the Daily Star reported. Aldrin, now 88, claimed he was a spaceship on his way to the moon, adding, "There was something out there that was close enough to be observed, sort of L-shaped." The tests, reportedly more reliable than standard lie detector tests, showed he was telling the truth. So here's this astronaut telling the truth. He passed the lie detector. He told his description of what he saw on his way to the moon. So why is it that he was allowed to tell his story, but everyone else who was in the Roswell experiment or the Roswell experience, whatever you want to call it, and the Sheffield Forest one, why were they told to shut up? Why were they made to go silent? Michael, you say, when I travelled as a young fella, I went through Mexico, stayed with locals. They often talked about cattle mutilations. But was there any hardcore proof, Michael, that they were aliens that did it? Mordinger, yes, I have read about Mary Magdalene and her children. Is there such a thing as the Illuminati? Well, apparently so. The Illuminati was actually going to come out and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth about Christ and Mary Magdalene and everything hocus pocus. And so the Catholic Church shut them up by killing them. Michael, you say, I find it funny how Jesus is always portrayed as a white man. Not many white blokes in that part of the world. Well, it gets to me too. I mean, you go into any Catholic church and Michael, and he's blonde, blue-eyed, and white skin. But if he came from the Middle East, if he was Hebrew, Are they not brown-haired, olive skin, brown eyes, I think, or hazel eyes, something like that? Good evening, Elaine, and welcome to the show. What is Britain's secret? Now, here we go. This is about Britain now. What is Britain's secret UFO dossier? An official government UFO dossier referred to as Britain's X-Files contains a cache of 15 unusual incidents in British skies. It has now been released by the Minister of Defence, but it is making it very difficult to get hold of the files. The Sun Online exclusively revealed that Freedom of Information requests in relation to the dossier can be blocked because it is hushed up by EU law. The University of Manchester and Breakthrough Initiatives are currently running their own £77 million hunt for alien life. £77 million hunt for alien life, but experts are yet to find any concrete proof. So, what's NASA's take on this, ladies and gentlemen? What has NASA said about aliens? Here we go. NASA is the expert in space activity, but it has remained notoriously tight-lipped when it comes to alien life. NASA, what have you got to hide? One of your own, Buzz Aldrin, spoke out. He passed the lie detector, dudes. So what do you have left to hide? American government, British government, what do you guys have to hide? Why are you hiding it? I never saw hard evidence. They never speculate what specifically said it was aliens, but it was something that always scared them a bit. The royal family are probably a bunch of aliens. Have you seen theirs on Charles? Yeah, well, we're not gonna talk about Prince Charles's ears. I mean, hey, for you know, they could be his angel wings. Who knows? Maybe he's E.T. E.T. phone home. The power is very strong within you. Use the force, Charles. Who knows? Why is there so much conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen? Why? Why do they? All right, let's go from UFOs to Loch Ness, because I don't think we're even going to get answers about this one. Loch Ness Monster. Oh, Lockie, good old Lockie. Now, if you've never heard about Loch Ness Monster, I suggest you check it out on YouTube or you check it out on Google, because Loch Ness Monster has been around for donkey's years. Apparently, the Loch Ness Monster is supposed to be a dinosaur that lived through extinction. Now, this is what the old UK government covered up Nessie discovery. Loch Ness Monster is real. Shock claim says UK government covered up Nessie discovery. The Loch Ness Monster has been discovered by the British government, which is hiding the truth from the public, according to some quarters of the internet. Conspiracists have speculated and searched for the Loch Ness Monster since it was apparently first sighted by Saint Columba in 565 AD, which banished it to the loch. Since then, there have been more than 1,000 sightings, and according to the official Loch Ness Monster website, Loch Ness Sightings 2017 was a record-breaking year with 11 sightings. So if that's the case, then where is the proof? Where is the proof? These photos, and apparently that photo that someone took many moons ago, they actually made a replica of it and said that it was a log floating above the water. And Yoda and Luke and Han Solo were probably sitting on the side of that lock singing, Kumbaya, my love, Kumbaya. Here's the Force, Luke. I mean, seriously, people, why all the conspiracy? According to popular YouTube channel All Time Conspiracies, the government discovered the Loch Ness Monster but decided to cover up the finding to prevent a tug-of-war between two museums. All Time Conspiracies said the Natural History Museum wanted the Loch Ness Monster to come to England, but the Royal Scottish Museum believed that if it existed, the remains of the monster should remain in Scotland. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It became a tug-of-war between England and Scotland. Nessie, I think it's certainly scientifically possible. The lake is very deep and would have many places to hide far from the reach of man. You know what, Michael? I've been watching a lot of documentaries about Loch Ness Monster, and they have scanned the loch many a times. Some say that they couldn't find it, some say they couldn't even find evidence. But there was one that actually stood out who said that what you just said, that it is a very, very deep lake and there are many places for it to hide. So who's to say it's not real? Who's to actually say that it is a theory? Who's to say that it's conspiracy? Who's to say that there is actually a tug-of-war going on between the English government and the Scottish government, or the museums, and are turning around and saying, well, if it is true, then Lockie should be in the Scottish Museum. And the English are saying, no, 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 no. If it's true, then Lockie should be in the English Museum. Well, wouldn't you think that it would go to the Scottish? I mean, the loch is in Scotland, correct? If I am not mistaken, that the loch is in Scotland. So, shouldn't the Scottish people have it to themselves? Why is it that the English have to try to overthrow it? Why do the English even need it? Scientists are putting it down to myth. They say the first sighting was in 1933. But there you go. Is it a myth? There has been so many sightings of this creature. Even one guy who actually scanned that whole loch said that it is far too deep to actually get the perfect reading, and there are so many places where it could hide. Why does it have to be a conspiracy? The Scots love the hype around the Loch Ness Monster. They wouldn't give it up, dead or alive, to the British. Exactly. So there you go. There becomes another war like they did back in the day of William Wallace. The Brits wanted the Scots to bow down under them, and the Scots went, screw you. So they all went to war. You had William Wallace stir up the Scots. They fought the English for a while, and then his own men, well, the Scottish government, whatever you want to call them back in the time, turned their backs on old William and gave him to the English. They killed him. Now the English reckon that they should have Lockie, and the Scots say, no, you don't. Lockie belongs to us. And we would like him in our museum if we find his remains or her remains. Here's my question. Why should any of them own them? Could they use a what? Spear? Mordinger? Sorry, I'm not good at spelling. But I understand what you're talking about, Mordinger, and I have no idea why they won't. I have no idea. Maybe they should. Maybe if they use what you're talking about, Mordinger, then maybe we can close this conspiracy theory down. Maybe we can close the book on it. But at the end of the day, if the Loch Ness Monster is real, who owns it? Who has the right to own something that beautiful, to own something that old? No one has ownership. Not in my eyes, anyway. It's a free animal or mammal, whatever you want to call it. So shouldn't it die free? Why does it have to be put on display? Why can it not just be left alone? And it's the same with aliens. If they exist, if they are real, why can they not be left alone? Why does someone have to come along and say, well, we want to study them, and the government goes, okay. How could it be true? That's the $1 million question there, Annie. How can any of it be true? You know, how can any of the conspiracy theories be true? Here's my conspiracy theory on that answer. You have photos. You have sightings. Many people have seen UFOs. Many people have seen the Loch Ness Monster. Many people have experienced it. Why can it not be true? There you go. Why can't it be true? Why does it have to be such a conspiracy? Why is it that everybody who's involved with it, and yet they hide it? Why is it that it has to be a conspiracy theory? My conspiracy theory is this. There is so much proof to back that they are real. There is so much evidence to back that they are real. There have been so many witnesses, even military witnesses, to prove what they saw was real. All wild creatures should be left in their natural state. Exactly, Michael, I agree with you. So why can they not be real? Why does it have to be such a conspiracy theory? Okay, let's carry on, shall we? Worried about the potential threat to the monster, members of the British government, such as Inverness MP Murdoch MacDonald, requested that the government pass a special act of Parliament to protect the monster from harm. Why did the British government put legislations in place to protect the monster 40 years after the myth was reignited? After decades of searching, had the British government finally found the beast, and were they hiding it? The plot thickened when in 1985 the British Embassy in Sweden contacted the Scottish Office for advice on how to protect their own lake dweller. Now, this is an out of it name. I'll spell it out for you. The STORSJOODJURET. That spelling again is STORSJOODJURET. Now, I can't even pronounce that. But the British Embassy in Sweden contacted the Scottish Office for advice on how to protect their own lake dweller. A few months later, Sweden passed their own legislation prohibiting the destruction, injury, or capture of this, whatever they called it. I'd say Lockie, okay? Michael Hunt, you stayed because someone always wants to possess valuable things or information. Exactly, to make money. The official Loch Ness Monster website says that this proves the UK government has successfully found the monster. Unless the government confirms the motives for its legislation, we will never know for sure. So there you have that conspiracy theory about Lockie. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not getting it. Why does it have to be a conspiracy? Why does it have to be Loch Ness, UFOs, aliens? After all the proof that has been proven, after all the witnesses, after all the videos, the photo evidence, why still to this day does it have to be a conspiracy theory? Let's see what the Sun says about the Loch Ness Monster, shall we? Here's the Sun newspaper's take on it. Nessie uncovered. Is the Loch Ness Monster real? Sightings, pictures, Nessie theories, myths, and facts. Money, exactly, John. That's the cause of most problems. All-out greed. Oh, yeah, and it's even in the paranormal, my friend. I know of certain people and I know of certain teams that actually charge to do investigations, that actually tell stories, that actually fake their evidence so people would like them. And it happens around the world. It's all about the money. It's all about making a name for themselves. It's all about being popularity. Okay, now a lot of people can say, well, John, you're doing exactly the same by doing these live feeds. You want popularity. You want the fame. You want the name. You want this. You want that. No, I don't. And I'm telling you that right now. I don't want none of the fame. I don't want none of the fortune. I don't even want to make a name for myself. The reason why I do this, ladies and gentlemen, is to help people understand and to learn about the paranormal. The paranormal is not just based on spirits, demons, doppelgangers, poltergeists, intelligent hauntings, and so on. Paranormal is about the unknown. And if we can come together as people who love the paranormal and learn from each other and understand about the paranormal, then I'm doing my job. And I'm doing it because I love it. I go out and I investigate, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to find answers. That's why I do what I do, is because I have a passion and I have a love for the paranormal. I want answers, just like everybody else does. Charging for investigations is not right. You're correct. It's not right. Now, if I was to take people out on an investigation hunt and it was going towards a good cause, then it would be up to the people if they would like to pay a donation. Simple. If I was to say here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I am planning on doing an investigation at this place. If anyone would like to come along, please, can you give a donation to help us out? And that's why there is a donation button on our page to help us get the equipment that we need. So you, the followers, will be able to one day watch a live investigation happen as it is happening. So you, the people who love the paranormal, who enjoy the paranormal, who want to know more about the paranormal, who want to actually see a team in action, can sit in your home in comfort and watch it right there in front of you. Thank you, Michael. I try to do the best that I can. And this is what it's all about. It's all about finding out answers. It's all about trying to understand a bit more about the paranormal. I don't believe that we are going to get all the answers to all our questions. You're doing a great job. Don't worry about the trolls. We respect you. Thank you, Annie. And I don't believe that we ever will get the answers. And this is a great example right here. UFOs. There is so much proof. There is so much evidence. There are so much witnesses. And yet, it is still classed as a conspiracy theory, that it doesn't exist. The government keeps telling people UFOs don't exist. The Loch Ness Monster. Okay, the Sun newspaper. There have been countless sightings of the legendary creature, with many exposed as hoax. But what is the truth? The Loch Ness Monster is now officially the UK's greatest unexplained mystery, with legends of the so-called mythical beast known far and wide. What are the origins of the Loch Ness Monster story? Well, Nessie was first spotted back in 565. A biography of Irish monk St. Columba. Monk St. Columba mentions a giant water beast dragging a man to his death in Scotland's River Ness. However, wider interest in the monster was not sparked until 1933, after a road was built along the loch, making it far less isolated. Within months, several people came forward claiming to have seen a giant beast lurking near the water. The following year saw the publication of the surgeon's photograph, probably the best known image of the creature in 1975. The famous shot was exposed as a hoax, made using a toy submarine with a carved monster's head. A toy submarine. Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it must have been one hell of a huge toy submarine. You know? must have been one hell of a toy submarine, because the photo that has been going around for years now, and they are saying that it is a hoax, was a pretty badass submarine toy. Bloody big one, because that was a huge photo of a huge body. Many scientists have tried to prove or indeed quash the existence of the monster. In 2003, the BBC conducted the largest ever search for Nessie using 600 sonar beams and satellite tracking to explore the loch, but the researchers found nothing. In 2017, the story of the Loch Ness Monster topped the poll of the UK's greatest unexplained mysteries. So, if they are classing it as unexplained, why do they class it as conspiracy? Why? Why do they class it as a conspiracy when they are saying it is unknown? So, because the paranormal is unknown, should that be a conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen? Should the paranormal itself be a conspiracy? Should Donald Trump be a conspiracy? I don't know. Should all the leaders of the world be a conspiracy because they tell bullshit, they lie, they hold secrets from their own freaking people? Presidents, Ford and Jimmy Carter, all swore black and blue that, oh, when I get into the office, when I become president, I will make sure that all the UFO theories are open to the public and that we will get down to the bottom of this. My fellow Americans, this is what I will do for you. And then they get into office, and what happens? I don't remember saying that. I don't even remember talking about that. What reporter's going to say, excuse me though, Mr. President, you said in this speech that you were going to release it all. Next minute, that reporter's missing. So who is silencing the presidents? Who has enough power to silence the head of a country? Who has that power? Will we ever know? Right, moving on to our next one. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, you name it, he is everywhere. Is he real? Scotland is a lovely place. I really hope Nessie is real. Well, Michael, I can only dream of getting to those places, my friend. I can only dream of it. Like they say, dreams are free, but getting to a place like that, doing investigations in Scotland, doing places in Europe alone, America, Australia, is only a dream for me. People who can go there and visit those places, I envy them. I really do. Because I really believe there are a lot of investigations to be done there, to be proven. Oh, and the Yeti too, that I can only dream of. But anyway, let's take a quick look at this one before we say goodnight. Most researchers who study the Bigfoot subject will point to the abundance of witnesses as the factor they found most compelling about the mystery when first becoming acquainted with it. Over the course of time, Bigfoot researchers meet enough eyewitnesses to realize they are indeed many. Many eyewitnesses across the continent who are indeed very credible. Often, there are multiple witnesses to a given sighting or encounter. There are in fact way too many eyewitnesses for this phenomena to be purely imaginary, as skeptics assert. With such an abundance of eyewitnesses who are so dispersed across the continent and dispersed across the decades, the alternate skeptical explanation that the sightings are the result of hoaxes, in whole or even in large part, becomes much less likely. Researchers eventually come to realize that if there are indeed so many credible eyewitnesses across the land, then the species they constantly and emphatically describe probable exists also. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are more witnesses to back it up, that Bigfoot does exist. So, once again, here is my question. If there is so much evidence to back it, if there are so many witnesses that saw it, why? Why, ladies and gentlemen, is it a conspiracy theory? If they about Bigfoot and Yeti just want to live their lives as such. Exactly. I mean, we have our own stories here in New Zealand, okay? We do. There are the unforgotten warriors apparently down south, the unforgotten village down there, that a lot of people have seen, but where are they? There's also a Black Panther apparently that runs around the country hills of Christchurch. But yet again, where is it? We have our own Bigfoot apparently. Where is it? All these sightings from all these different people from all over the continent, and yet they are all conspiracy theories, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen tonight that evidence backs it up. We have seen tonight and we have heard that there have been vast eyewitnesses to prove that these aren't conspiracy theories, that these are actually true and real. But until our government finally admits that these are real, that we did believe that they were real and that they are real, all they are going to be, ladies and gentlemen, are conspiracy theories. Until our government finally comes to the crunch and finally stands up in public and finally admits what you have always believed in, what witnesses have said are 100% proof, or they're going to be, ladies and gentlemen, are conspiracy theories. So, there you have it. And there we have another night of paranormal topics. I'd like to thank you all for being here. I'd like to thank you all for your support. It warms my heart, it really does. And I'm so grateful and I'm so honored for those that come in here and listen and put their thoughts in as well. I'm grateful to you all, and without you all, the show wouldn't be. I would like to say thank you to you all. I would love to be able to fork out a lot of money to make this a podcast where I could have phone lines where you guys could ring in and talk to me in person to let me hear your voice or to invite people in. I don't have the money for that, and so I do it like this. But I'm grateful to every single one of you. Now, Janet has started a Give a Little, and I'd like to thank you for that, Janet. We also have a donation button on our page. If you would like to donate, please feel free to do so. It takes you straight to our website and explains where your money will be going to. But I'd like to thank you for donating your time, for donating your time. And that's a lot more for me than anything else, is that a person can come in here, sit in here and listen to me go on and watch all these comments come up and think, oh yeah, there may be some truth in it. That's donation enough for me. So until tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, have a good night. But most of all, ladies and gentlemen, stay paranormal. Till tomorrow night. Ka kite anō. Good night.